This video is going to introduce the Ingram Library multi-search function as well as some of its features. Now the multi-search is also sometimes called Discover Galileo, and basically it's searching about a quarter of all of our Galileo databases. Now the nice thing about that is that it's searching a little bit from every discipline, so no matter what your topic is, you can put a couple words in the multi-search and probably get some good results out. But the bad part of that is you're going to get those results mixed in with a lot of other disciplines, so it can be hard sometimes to sort through and find the things that are best for your topic. That's why for higher level research, junior level or senior level, especially for graduate level, we actually recommend skipping the multi-search altogether and going straight into research tools and our databases in Galileo. And our first option here is actually to search that same multi-search that Discover Galileo. But below that, we have all of our databases organized out by subject. So you'll find the full 400 databases that we have, and you'll get the best databases for each major on campus, and you'll have a lot less irrelevant results and a lot higher quality results in these subject-specific databases. But for your basic, let's just get started and try and find a few articles on our topic. The multi-search is fine. So we're going to go back to our home page, and I'm just going to start with a demonstration by searching for hurricane. When I do that, our database results page is basically divided into a couple different places. In the middle, we have a list of all of our results, including the 1.6 million that said the word hurricane in them. And then on the left-hand side, we have different places to refine those results, to get less results, to get more relevant stuff. So in the middle, you'll see that we start with a research starter. That's a basic reference source that you can use. This is from Salem Press Encyclopedia that will give you some more keywords and background information on your topic, as well as books. We got some videos. You'll see ebooks and articles and all sorts of things. One of the most common things that our professors will ask for from our students are academic journals or scholarly journals. Sometimes they're called peer-reviewed. So you can easily search, refine to those. On the left-hand menu, we have scholarly peer-reviewed journals, or you can, under limit by type, you can limit by academic journals or magazines or news articles or whatever you want. I'm going to choose academic journals. And I go from 1.6 million to 266,000. Now, nobody's actually going to sort through 266,000, so we want to use this refine results over on the left-hand side to make these results a little bit better, a little bit more specific to whatever my interest is. Obviously, entire books and encyclopedias and disciplines have been made about studying hurricanes. They're a very big, important topic. And even as we look through these results, I can see stuff about frequency, I can see stuff about intensity, I can see stuff about kinetic energy, and activeness, and strikes and migration, and thermodynamic cycles. There's a lot of variety here. So one of the best ways to sort of limit this down and get to a topic or a article that might actually interest me is to use the limiters over on the left-hand side. There's geography, so if you're interested in a particular place, you can choose, say, Louisiana or Florida, or click Show More and get even more options for geography. Like, for instance, we have 715 articles that talk about hurricanes in Canada. That's kind of interesting. But one of my favorite options is to limit by subject. And these subjects are taken from the subject headings that are associated with each of the articles. You can see the subject headings for this article and the subject headings for that one. And these are the librarians or have chosen the Library of Congress subject headings that are most relevant to that article. So it's a really nice way to narrow things down. And again, I can click on Show More to get more options. So I'll say choose a couple that are interesting to me, or emergency management maybe, and let's say public health. And when I choose Update, now I am getting things that have to say hurricane. They must be an academic journal, and they must have the subject heading of emergency management and public health. And I can get a list of results here, which went from 200,000 to 10,000, but at least I know that these 10,000 have a lot more to do with my topic and my interest with hurricanes. For each of these articles, I can either click the full text link to get the PDF of that article. So I can click on PDF and be able to read that article just like I had opened up this particular journal to this particular page and read that article. So if I opened up what is this? The Journal of Risk and Insurance to page 695, that's what I would see. This is what page 696 looks like. So our databases are not part of the internet. These things are not openly available on the internet. We have paid for access to this. It is a digital copy of a print material, and in fact, you can go find the print material at the library sometimes. Other database things you'll see will have this little find it button. That just means that we don't have it full text through this particular database. We may still have it full text in another database, in one of those 300 databases that Discover Galileo doesn't search. So you can click on find it. And what it will do is see if we have it in any of our other databases. In this case, we do. We have it in Springer Standard Collection. So I just click on that database link, and it takes me straight there to that particular thing, and I can click Download PDF and read that article just like I could have read that article straight off of EBSCOhost. So don't be afraid of the Find It button. That just means that we don't have it through this database. Don't let our subscription limit your research. And you'll see that we actually have quite a bit full text in this database as well. If you do want the stuff you can just access right away, again, under this limiter, under Refine Results on the left-hand side, you can actually choose full text and just get the things you can get right away. So in this case, we have 8,000 articles that are full text, academic journals about emergency and public health that happen to say the word hurricane. You can also, under the limiter, refine to, say, the last 5 years or whatever publication date you want, and just keep refining, and you still end up with like 3,000 results. So don't be afraid of refining, especially in the multi-search. That can help you get a lot better results. The other really cool thing that our database will do is if you find an article that you like, you can click on the title of that article and get a bunch of cool options. The way to access the full text of the article will be here on the left-hand side. In the middle, they'll tell you all the sort of background information in the abstract, which is basically a summary of that article, so you can see if it's worth it to go into another database or to request that via interlibrary loan. On the right-hand side, you have many, many cool options. You can print the article. You can email it to yourself. We pay several $100,000 to this company every year. They are not, well, I don't know what the exact number is, but it's a lot. They are not going to sell your email address because they know that we wouldn't pay them if they did that. But you can tell them to give you the PDF as an attachment and even give you the APA citation. You could click on Cite, and you can choose whatever citation style that you want. I do encourage you to be very careful when you are using this. These tend to be about 90% correct. So in this case, APA no longer requires a retrieved from if you're getting something from the database, so that's wrong, as well as the capitalization you'll notice in the title and in the author is wrong. The database isn't getting graded on this particular citation, you are. This part is about 90% correct. You would need to change the capitalization and delete the end of it. So you can use this citation to get yourself started, but I still always recommend that you double check the citation yourself, and if you're really not confident in it, maybe write that citation from scratch. All the information you need to put in the citation will be here under the information for that particular database. Or, sorry, for that particular article. There's a number of really cool things that we can also do using the search field. So I can click on Advanced Search. What that does is give me multiple lines. And so if I have something that's more specific than just hurricanes, I can maybe put in something like evacuation and get stuff on hurricane evacuations. I can use these drop-down menus to choose or not. This is really useful if, say, I want hurricane evacuations, but specifically not having to do with Florida. I can throw out all the results that have to do with Florida. And in that case, I go from 86,000 to 55,000. So there's 30,000 results that I wasn't interested in that are now off of my search. The other really interesting thing that you can do is you can add or, and our database will sometimes recommend really good searches for you to do. For instance, they sometimes call hurricanes cyclones or tropical storms. You can even add to that. I know, for instance, that in the Eastern Hemisphere they're called typhoons. In the Southern Hemisphere they're called typhoons. So I can add typhoon there, and when I do a search for that, now I get 71,000 results because I'm telling it that more words are good and I'm getting, say, tropical cyclone, whereas before that search wasn't coming up because I was just searching for hurricane, and hurricane is not cyclone or typhoon. So there's a lot of good options there.